skulls.
Hello,
This is,
everyone.
Maple.
It's this group of people
Oh,
playing for the
Just bring
first
up the
time.
chat.
For the first time in, I believe, literal months,
year.
playing for the first time this year.
What the fuck stream is this?
This
It
is
seems fake.
Hold up,
This is
What?
hold up.
This is Thitman.
My background is
What?
What?
Really pixelated and zoomed in.
Welcome back to Titman Tuesdays.
Well, it's always that, but I don't have the thumbnail turned on for some reason. There we go.
Oh, Fitman Thursdays.
yeah, you got it.
I know, bitch. I know I do. Also,
Wait,
early shout out
wait.
to.
Wait.
How
Do
dare
I
you
have-
interrupt me in my shout out?
Okay. Oh, okay. So I somehow managed to order them badly, is what happened here apparently.
That's great. Shout out to Future Fampy, watching the VOD presumably.
Future fee?
Right.
Please warn us if the future sucks.
Well,
It's your job.
I don't know if that'll help. Anyway, yeah, hey, it's us playing Maplebrook for the first time in like a month or two because we were all busy.
It's ya boys
And girl.
and girl.
Yeah.
It's literally me.
Anyway. Yeah, so hey, who remembers what happened last time? Because it's been a whole last month.
There was a
were going
lucky
to the
werewolf.
opera. We were going to the
Jesus.
opera.
It
right?
wasn't an opera. It was a school play.
It was a community theater presentation.
You're just degrading it with each new new description.
We were going to the opera. Well,
So-
we went to visit the werewolf people in their cool werewolf bar, and then we met the werewolf girl whose thing is that she's special like Nigel, except instead of the sight, she's lucky, but her luck is always just at someone else's misfortune. And some dude got fucking domed by the light that got dropped by a mysterious
Yeah.
shadow figure, and now we're real sus. And then we're gonna go visit my great uncle.
Great,
Hell
great.
yeah.
Right, so yeah,
Right,
you
right.
you had met up with Nigel basically at the beginning of this arc, instructed you to meet up with the leader of the werewolves and the leader of the vampires, and he's setting up a meeting with the leader of the angel faction also.
I thought that was our principal.
No, she's not the leader. She's just a high-ranking angel,
Yeah, she's
basically,
not involved as far as all that goes.
as far as leadership. Yes.
Oh yeah, isn't it Faye or something?
Yeah, Faye Gabriel is the leader, whereas boy, I don't remember her name. This is
Werewolf?
Call her
Diane
Faye, yeah.
Diane Gabriel is the headmistress of the school, whereas
Wonderful.
Faye Gabriel is the blonde, the head of the Gabriel family. So anyway, I believe the last thing that happened is that Katrina told you, right? Katrina was the younger one's name. Yes. Katrina.
Sure.
Katrina
I
told
gave you that whole backstory. I don't know the names.
Katrina Lupin was the one who told you that like something sus happened at the Maplebrook Community Theater, and that you should all check it out, and that they're going to be playing Phantom of the Opera, and their Phantom has been taken out. And then I believe what
The
happened is
world's greatest love story.
Connor and Adva simultaneously looked at West and dragged him out of the bar.
That's right. They're gonna need a new lead
Well, Phantom isn't really the lead. It's one of the leads, I
or
guess.
whatever.
Who's the Phantom?
Well, no, it was well, whatever. They're gonna need a new boy.
They're gonna need a new one.
A new
so
boy.
I believe where you were is you were about to head to Dracula's place after you were done with the thing. So I think as you drag West kicking and streaming out of the bar, Benson is still parked out front. He had just dropped you off and basically instructed him to wait because you also have to drive to the other place, the vampire place, Dracula's place.
Also, I decided on my level up. Yay!
Cool.
Vampire.
What was it?
Cool. Good. What do you do? Benson's waiting
so
out
I
front
play-
for you.
Okay.
Boy, I don't
Well,
remember
yeah.
anybody's voice, so if they sound
What'd you
different, did they just sound like that now? Oh, yeah, what did you take?
I took another one from the flake.
Oh,
Sneaky.
perfect.
When I ambush or attack from behind,
Ambush.
like even in mid battle, if it's from behind, I inflict +2 harm.
Neat.
my God, I can't believe you're just a rogue now. Weird,
Neat.
wild. I can't believe that that after being a smart boy, West has gotten more and more suspicious and fucking conspiracy theory on us. That's
He's
really
gonna
good.
Be a sneaky magic boy.
Okay, so yeah, that's your situation. You're out of the bar. Benson's waiting there. Benson says to you from the so he's got the door open for you already. He was just like waiting there. You assume he's like, so how did your meeting go, young sirs and madams? I don't remember what Benson sounds like. It's been a month.
Close enough.
That's close.
Boy, just wait until the werewolf people speak again.
They won't be in the rest
I
of
hope
this
they go
episode.
full Cockney.
They won't be in the rest of this
Boy.
episode, I hope.
Actually,
Boy.
I walk back inside to ask a question. No.
You could not get away from me if you wanted to.
I have a mighty need.
For
Sorry.
Was that in character?
What?
No.
Pardon?
Apropos of nothing.
I have a mighty need.
God, I don't know why it's
I
taking you motherfuckers 5 minutes to get in a fucking car.
I get in the car.
No, I'm still holding you.
Are you just gonna ignore
God
me?
damn it, Connor.
I put West in the car.
Why are you like this?
We both put him in the car.
Literally
Brilliant.
the worst. I'm not doing this, by the way.
What, you're not getting put in the car?
Because you're getting put in the car. I have unholy strength.
We're in the car.
You
yeah.
do Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just strong. It's one of the things
Strong.
he is. And face. Anyways, it went well, Benson. Probably.
Excellent.
I don't know. There'd be someone be trying to kill people at the community theater.
What? That doesn't sound very good at all, sir.
No, it doesn't. But on the plus side, they now have need for a new male actor. I say, looking at West in the
Are
car.
you gonna finger guns
West,
him?
West cringes.
Finger gunsing at West in the car.
West extra cringes.
Benson goes, it's been some time since my acting days. I'll have to come see this production, sir.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be lit. I say getting in the front seat.
God,
All right.
do not.
So yeah, Benson, off to Sir Dracula's house now.
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, Benson drives you off to basically the other, like, opposite side of town.
Yeah.
Takes you a bit of time. You get stuck in traffic a
Plus he
little
still
bit, but
hasn't
it's
switched
NBD.
to
It's somewhat close to. It's getting like close-ish to sunset as you pull up to a kind of gated community, and Benson shows a pass to the gate guard. They let you through, and you pull down to the end of a cul-de-sac to the wildest looking house you have literally ever seen. This thing
That's
is
the wildest house I've literally ever seen.
so this thing is fucking massive for one thing, and it also looks like it was kind of just cobbled together from like there are sections of this house like haphazardly sticking off the side as if they were added on as an afterthought. This thing is super. It's the biggest building probably in town outside of like maybe some of the larger structures in like the middle of the town and the cathedral. This is the fucking biggest building. It's certainly the biggest building in this cul-de-sac. And as Benson parks out front of this building and steps around to the other side, he opens the door for you.
We get out of the car.
I leave the car. Yes.
Yeah. Same.
Thanks,
so-
Benson.
There's some very well-kept bushes out front and a path that leads up a small staircase to a little bit more path that's got one of those like tiered yard things going on. There's just like a hill, so they put stairs in for, I don't know, aesthetics. And leads up to a ornate front porch with a big ol' door. With a big ol' like there's like a novelty doorbell cover on it.
What does the novelty doorbell cover say?
It's a bat.
Perfect.
I ring
It's
the bat.
it's basically a Halloween decoration that's on top of this doorbell.
Nice.
You ring the bell and it goes like dun 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 dun, which you hear throughout
Oh
hear echoed throughout the house behind it. And
Connor, what's it like only being able to buy home decor one time a year?
Well, I mean that's just Grunkle Jacula. That's not necessarily the rest of us. I
Uh,
don't buy decorations personally.
Of course they don't.
I don't really. I only have the one room. I'm not decoring my house. That's what Benson does.
Listen, I get it. Money.
so
Did Wes just say I get it and then money?
correct. Correct.
What does that mean?
What are you spending it?
He's spending it on Schwartzmoons, obviously.
No, those are free for me.
Well, they're expensive for somebody.
I mean, you know people can give blood like voluntarily, right?
What?
If you cut them.
No.
Yeah, like that's a thing that already exists. Have you never heard of a plasma center?
Can't believe you're
We
stealing
literally-
blood.
It's not though. We pay people.
How long are you going to have this blood-related discussion on the front porch of Dracula's house?
Look, look. All I know is speaking of, I pull out a Jorts moon.
I
you
think
go
right,
sword
right
blade.
as you pull out that, the front door opens and a woman in like a fancy but tasteful French-made dress opens the door. Her hair is tied back in a bun. She looks a little bit tired, and she's like, hello, how can I help you?"
Hi, we're here to see Dracula. I say in between Jorts moon sips.
"Do you have an appointment with the master of the house?"
Yeah, it's under Connor.
She nods to you and goes, "One moment, please," and closes the door.
I'm so glad you didn't say it was under Team Delta Dragons.
Well, I mean, I didn't tell him the name yet. I'm going to.
Yeah.
Wes is just
Look.
kind of resigned to this fate.
Look, Wes. So, anyways, what I was saying is,
And
you're really hung up on this whole me drinking blood.
as soon as you like start that sentence, the door opens again. She goes, "The master will see you. Please follow me."
Aw, tight. Thanks.
So yeah, she lets you in the front door, and this place is incredibly like ornate and fancy. The floors are polished. They're like a cool checkerboard pattern. And she leads you. There's like a main central staircase that goes up to some of the upper levels, you assume, as staircases are wont to do. She leads you to a side room that is covered in fancy furniture and couches and shit. And there's like a table with some snacks laid out. It's very, very fancy, extremely fancy.
What kind of snacks?
And she goes, "The master will be down to see you in just a moment. Is there anything I can get for you?"
Yeah, I'm out of Jorts moons. Does Dracula have any of those?
"Of course, sir. For your young friends."
You guys want Jorts moons?
No.
I'll pass.
Nah, I'm just joking.
I'll take a Sprite if you have it.
"Of course, sir.
The purest water.
Of course."
Why are
like
both
that?
of your
Of course,
characters
ma'am.
water-based?
She
Like, what the
yeah.
hell?
She leaves the room, and a few minutes later, she comes back with your various snacks, and then kind of nods and sets off to do some other thing in the house somewhere.
Jorts moon goes right in the cargo bucket.
Of course it does.
So, after a bit, Dracula, well, a tall, thin man wearing a red velvet robe over a suit, I think. He has like a pencil-thin mustache, slicked back black hair. He comes strolling into the room from the opposite entrance, and he goes, "Connor, my lad, I have not seen you in so long."
Oh, hey, Uncle Dracula.
"Hello, and you brought your friends. Hello, Hey, are they cool?"
I lower my voice to the whisper and kind of like go up to him where I'm like, yeah, they're pretty cool.
Welcome to the home of Dracula. To whom do I owe the pleasure? I am, of course, familiar with my great. It's 5, right?
I think it's 5 is what we decided.
Does he ask?
Nephew. Now, if Dracula remembers, I don't. See, sometimes the characters you play are smarter than the person you are, and
it's true.
it's a real conundrum. How are you? How can I help you? Who are you? That's a good first question. I am Dracula, of course.
I stare at them.
My name's West. It's nice to meet
Adva.
you.
Hello, oh, like the direction, yes. I'm familiar.
I didn't miss
I
this.
finger guns.
I was really hoping you forgot.
I did.
I almost did. And you are. He says, turning to Adva.
I did do my introduction, but Swissy talked over me. I said, I'm Adva.
Hello, pleasure to meet you. You've got some weird energy coming off of you, but it's cool. I dig it. So what's Dracula flips as if it is a fucking cape. He flips back his red velvet robe as he turns around to sit on one of the couches, and he lounges in an extremely I mean, he's getting comfortable.
Skyrim Jarl.
He's getting comfortable.
Can I flump down in an armchair?
You
What's
can.
the most flumpable chair in the room?
The one you just flumped into.
Hell yeah.
So, what can I do for the three of you? I take it is this a business or a pleasure meeting?
Well, I mean, it can kind of be both, but it's mostly business. So we're
do tell.
yeah. So on suggestion from the school groundskeeper Nigel,
Oh,
we are.
Nigel, it's been some time. How is he? I haven't seen him in what feels like forever, but there's actually a very brief amount of time compared to the time I've been alive.
Yeah, well, he's old now.
Oh,
because
age,
mortality and all
yes,
that.
age. Of course, the mortals. Yes.
Yeah. So he's still doing pretty well, though. I mean, we met him about a month or so ago when he saved us from some zombies in the woods, and you know how it happens. Now we're the new hunters.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that was you who dealt with that problem. Thank you very much. It could have broken very bad for very many people. Instead, it only broke bad for a few people. But what are you going to do? You're new, huh? At the job? You did your best. And thanks a lot, genuinely, from me, Dracula.
Thanks, Dracula.
I think just hearing the sentence "thanks, Dracula" broke West inside.
Yeah. So, anyways, Nigel suggested that we go and introduce ourselves to the families. So we just came back from the Lupins.
Oh
Lupin?
yes, them. How is young Rena doing?
Pretty good, I guess. There's some weird stuff going on at community theater we have to go check out, but they seem to be doing all right.
I heard they were putting on Phantom of the Opera. It's been years since I saw that show. It's getting worse the longer I do it. I will have to come see it, perhaps.
Yeah, and if you're lucky, West may be in the show.
Oh!
I wouldn't call it
I finger guns at West.
Fancy yourself a young actor, do you? I have met many actors during my time.
Not really, but it's just kind of the role I fell into, apparently.
Well, hey, good luck.
Yeah, he's excited about it.
Good luck out there. I mean that, genuinely. Genuinely. Words are hard to say sometimes when you have this voice.
Thanks,
so
Dracula.
again, I'm very grateful for the work that you have done and for the work you will continue to do as hunters. I will do my best to support you as far as the contract. You are familiar, yes, the contract that we are bound to. Can't really interfere in the business of other clans, but we will do our best, yes. Is there anything else I can get for you before you go?
I don't think we need anything specifically. It's not that I know about.
Alright, well, I am a very busy man. Next time you see your mother and father, tell them I say hello from Dracula.
Okay, Uncle.
Cool.
Alright, have a good day. I am very busy, so I will have to be going. But Jeffany will show you out. What? Let me try that again. Stephanie was... Nope, I already have a character named Stephanie. Shit.
I thought you said
Stephanie.
Jeffany.
I also heard Stephanie.
I did, and then I heard what I said and decided that can't
Well,
be it.
here's the thing, though. Now it's canon.
Now it's canon.
It's Stephanie now.
Well, Jeffany will show you out. And the same maid from before comes to receive you and like motions an arm towards the general air direction of the front door. And she...
Thanks, Jeffany.
Of course. And she leads all of you out to the front door and bows and says, I hope you had a pleasant stay. Now she's got an accent. What the fuck happened? And then she closes the door.
She's been around Dracula too long. She's developed an accent.
And
You
she
know how
closes
it
the
be.
door.
Cool.
So as soon as you leave the house, two of you get a text message. It's the two of you who have a group message.
It's not. He's not. Oh yeah, Nigel's in there. I was gonna say if it's just me and Connor, that's just a direct DM.
No, you both get a message from
opened
Nigel that says to come back to base. He has something he needs to talk to you guys about.
Nigel wants us.
We must away, I say. Going as though I'm going to pick up West again.
That.
I psych out this time, though. It's like...
yeah.
You're worried about it now, though.
Somewhat. I get in the car.
Okay. Yep, Benson
Yep.
lets you all in the car, and he goes, where to now, sir?
Oh, we gotta go back to... Where does Nigel live again?
The school.
The shack.
The shack. You know what? You know what? Fuck it. Connor says that all in character.
It's only been like a couple of hours for him.
Yep.
Well, okay, yeah.
Dude.
Benson says, very good, sir, and then drives you back up the winding road to the school. Nothing particularly eventful happens. And you all make your way back into the... like, he pulls up to the side path that leads to the student dorms, which is the closest, like, kind of drop-off point for the walk to the groundskeeper shack. And as you approach the shack, you notice that the front door is actually open.
I summon gun.
Okay, you've summoned
I
gun.
run into the open door.
All right.
All right.
How fast do you run into the open door?
Full on preternatural speed.
Alright,
Behind him, I say it's probably just the angel representative.
And as you
Too
run,
bad I can't hear it for
as
how
you run
fast
full
I'm
tilt
heat.
into this, I'm going to fuck. I don't remember what the goddamn rules are in this game. Hold up, let me pull up my Google
It's
Doc.
like act under pressure is cool. Kick some ass is tough.
Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna have you. Yeah, just go ahead and act under pressure for me, bud.
Okay, so roll plus cool. Oh,
Now remember, Josh, there are no hero points.
No, there are not hero points in the Nazis, guys.
think
You
you're
stop
right.
before you hit the. You stop before you hit the stairs, which are also deployed. Which is weird because you didn't know they could do that while the door was open. So yeah, the stairs are currently leading down into the haven, and the door down there is open as well.
I didn't say I stopped yeeting.
All right, so you
I'm going
booked.
to prepare my weapon as well.
All right, so Connor is miles
I
ahead
mantle
of
over
you
like the
people.
final stairs so I can get there faster.
Much faster, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah, so Connor, you're the first one into this room, and you see in front of you a not Nigel, but there's a figure in a tattered black cloak and a motorcycle helmet sitting on one of the sofas. They're wearing a dark gray hoodie and black track pants with combat boots.
I level my gun at them.
They say with it's very clear that they're using like a voice synthesizer, which I don't have like queued up, so you're just gonna have to pretend. They say, "Oh, we both know that's not going to work."
Well, I don't know that. I don't know who you are.
Where are your
You
friends?
could be anybody. Also, who are you? And why are you here? And where's Nigel?
I roll up behind Connor with knife in hand.
Just like not his magic knife, just like a fucking Swiss
Just
Army
a-
knife. He's
a
got
Where's
knife.
my butter knife? I found a butter
Context.
knife in the kitchen.
It's his,
it's
it's
the
his
blessed
blast
knife.
knife.
God damn it.
This figure doesn't make like any move to like avoid you or like they don't seem incredibly like threatened. They're just like, I was hoping to. There's a third one, right?
Yeah, apparently she's not okay.
I walk calmly down the stairs because I'm not a fool.
Well,
Hello, it is good to meet you all. I am Blackwater.
Okay. Who? What? What does that mean? Is that like a code name?
That's my
Is
name.
that your real name?
That's my name.
Did you make that up yourself? It's like an MMORPG name.
God did.
uh,
Yeah, so you can all see this figure now. They're kind of like on the smaller side. Honestly, they don't seem like a huge, intimidating figure. They're just kind of, I don't know. This is person
I wasn't
who's
intimidated.
yeah, I know. They were yeah, they're just kind of casually like sitting on this couch, basically, addressing. The
I
three
have
of you
not
as you come
stopped
in.
pointing my gun at them.
But again, they don't seem particularly intimidated by you either, frankly.
You know what? That's fair. That's fine.
And I am someone who is think of me as an independent business person here in town. I've been here for a couple years, and I was going to help with the most recent incident, but the three of you showed up on the scene before I could do much, so I just wanted to thank you in person for taking care of that little problem for us.
who's us?
The town.
The town, I assume.
Ah. Well, you know.
Oh,
Believe it or not, having supernatural beings just killing people wantonly is bad for everyone, not just like me.
Well, now
So are you like just like a freelancer then? Does someone pay you to do this, or do you just do it for fun?
That's a good word for it. I'm a
I
freelancer.
said they were
Yes.
independent. I say from behind the two boys.
Well, yeah, but you can be an independent like artist and make no money or make a lot of money.
I'm in it for, I suppose you could call it several things. Let's call it the thrill.
Ah, it's an insane person.
And so yeah, this person is Blackwater, and they're an independent hunter, is what you've gathered from them. You could try to roll about it if you wanted to.
Oh,
I roll sharp.
No,
well, okay.
there's like things you could do here.
I rolled charm.
Okay, what are you
So-
attempting to do?
Smooth talk 'em.
Well, I was gonna ask and see have they lied so far.
No. I'm trying to think of all the things I've said. Well, okay, you know that their real name is not Blackwater. How about that?
Okay.
That
Well,
part
I
was
could've told you
that
that.
part was a lie.
I mean, that I feel like everybody knew that, but.
All right. Well, you were not charming enough to try to get information out of this person. In fact, they say, well, if I just thought I would introduce myself so that if we meet up at some point in the future, there's no problems between myself and your organization. I want to
Why
protect
would there be problems?
Looking as I do, I might seem somewhat suspicious.
Yeah, I look
Yeah.
at Wes and go, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, and then I gesture with my gun that I'm still pointing at him. So I mean, you know,
I look
I
forward.
would
Well, I
probably
meant that as-
continue. I mean, if this was like, if we were like a mid siren, you know, fight, and this freelancer rolled up, I'd probably get pretty spooked.
Well, I more meant that as is there going to be cause for problem between us?
But I don't see why that would be. This seems like a fine, upstanding gentleman.
This seems.
I disapparate my gun.
Yes, I wish for no problems. I'm going to continue doing what I do, and if we meet up, I hope we can. I look forward to working with you in the future, should
that
we ever
true?
cross paths. Yeah.
Okay.
I like how that was in character. So let's just ask out loud.
No, it wasn't in character. God
No,
damn.
I assumed it wasn't. Yeah. And so right as they finish saying that, you hear from above you a voice up the stairs like, "Did you guys leave the door open? I had one rule." And
No, it wasn't us.
you
Don't
all-
yell at us. It's
you all
Blackwater.
you all turn around to like see the direction of the voice, and when you turn back, Blackwater is gone.
Blackwater's gonna be gone when we turn around.
God
Yeah.
damn it, we just got Batmaned. I say aloud as Connor.
I mean, I feel like Connor probably knows a lot about Batman.
Well, that's worrying that they.
Did
can
you
get
say
into.
that in character?
No, why would she ever say something like that?
I don't know, to maybe have a personality.
No,
Heyo.
her personality is no personality in vaping sometimes.
That's a terrible personality.
It really is. Yeah, but
My
not.
character's personality is being an emotionless sack.
Those are the type of characters I like, Josh.
Hmm.
So yeah, Nigel comes down the stairs
That's
and is like, who the hell are you guys talking about? What the hell is a Blackwater?
It was. I was really hoping you'd know. Frankly, it was some like person in like
Black
a bike
jacket, motorcycle helmet.
motorcycle. Yeah. Using a voice changer. Apparently, they freelance monster hunt because they like I don't know get off on it or something.
Gross.
Hmm.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just doing this because I got forced into it, and then shot myself in the foot.
Yeah, it did happen. A lot of good times we've had in this shack. By the way, hey, keep the door closed. You want people to
I
just
was
discover
open
our
when we got
secret.
here. To be fair,
All right. So what did you say? But they try to like check something like there were. I remember a couple years ago there were some cases that like kind of solved themselves back when we were still a full team and not just a me. There was some like independent stuff that I tried to do, but like for the most part, it just kind of took care of itself for a little bit. So I guess that could have been. I suppose there could be other monster hunters in town. I don't know.
yeah, you know what? That's fair. I mean, there's someone who's working outside of an organization,
Yeah, so I guess this just sounds like that.
like Batman.
I mean, I don't know. This is all pretty sketch, but like I guess
I know. I agree. Frankly,
I guess I don't have any
So-
real reason to distrust them.
yeah. What
So
about
how
that?
would
Were
they
they
have
lying
known?
about anything, West? You're pretty
How
good
would they
at
have known how
doing
to
that.
get in here?
That's a good
Well,
question.
Batman knows everything. Detective work. One of us is a mole. Could even
Well-
be me.
You did shoot yourself in the foot, so it does.
I don't know if that has anything to do with being a mole.
It would be the perfect cover. No. Adva's onto something. It'd be the perfect cover.
Would it? Because it seemed
Yes.
like it was an idiot decision.
Connor
Perfect.
begins contemplating this.
Is he gonna shoot himself in the foot again to make sure?
No.
Oh,
not yet.
shit. Yeah, the rest. So yeah, I actually came down here for a reason. I did. Yeah, I actually did call you guys home. So I've managed to arrange a meeting with Faye Gabriel. So
Oh, nice.
Okay.
yeah, just where you're. What day of the week is it? Does anyone remember? I think this was like a Tuesday.
Today's the Tuesday.
Okay.
I have no idea what day of the
I
week
think
it
it was a Tuesday, yeah.
All right. So wear your Wednesday best, I guess, tomorrow.
Does like cargo pants work?
Sure.
I have no variance in my clothing.
You know,
They are-
maybe I'll ask Benson.
Like
He-
a
he's probably
cartoon,
got
like a
something.
cartoon character.
He's just
I-
got.
I have a week's worth of the same clothes that I just rotate.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird that he's constantly wearing the same thing, but I never questioned it.
We're all wearing the
It's,
same.
I mean,
Wes, that's kind
know
of
what to expect.
Wes. That's a little bit sad. I'll be honest with you.
listen, you know what to expect.
Yeah,
Yeah, but what I expect was more.
You know what?
Well, you know what? I
That's
mean,
on me.
Clothes aren't my. It's not my thing.
Forte.
I mean, mine neither, but I own like multiple colored shirts.
What is color? No, just kidding.
Colorblind?
Wes
Remember-
has actually only sees in shades of gray this whole time.
Is that why he's been wearing a pink shirt this entire time?
He's got the opposite of.
I
the
thought it was
sight.
salmon.
Listen, okay.
You can tell they're lying.
Yeah.
I was gonna let that play out, and then like, well, no, wait, Wes would know instantly.
Right.
Can Wes tell if he is lying?
Well, yeah, because I'm doing it.
Presumably.
What if
That
it's
is-
something you
that is
believe
normally how
true,
lying
but it's
works.
not a lie?
Well, it's not like Pinocchio. It's not like Pinocchio.
It's
I
less-
think, so this has actually been discussed in the Pinocchio fandom, where like you can't just like ask Pinocchio questions about the universe that he doesn't know. It's not how. It's not like ultimate truths. It's
Right.
just
But
But-
it's like truth as it pertains to him.
Like,
Yeah.
if Wes lies to himself in the mirror and says, "You look good today," does he explode?
Yeah.
No, what? Why would he explode?
I can't wait for the West Pinocchio AU.
Mhm.
God.
I can't believe
Uh,
West is just Pinocchio. That
Anyway,
sneak
where are
attacks
we meeting
people.
her? Where are we meeting her?
You'll be meeting them at the church. You'll be meeting them being the headmistress has agreed to meet us there as well. To just kind of like show us in the Church of Gabriel in the middle of Maplebrook.
Church.
You'll.
Can you go
That's
there?
a good question. I don't know if you'll be fine. So I guess that'll just be a fun adventure for all of us.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. Never really tried to go.
It'd be
Sort of
like-
just avoided that one, just in case.
It do be like that sometimes. Well, if you feel yourself bursting into fire tomorrow, don't.
I'll
Nice.
banish him if that happens. No.
We can always.
Yeah,
fill you in if that's the
yeah.
case.
Definitely hit me with more of your holy spells. That's always
I don't
good.
know where you'll go, but you won't be in the church anymore. Hey, Molo guy, we met a mysterious.
They met
spooky
Dracula.
person
They met
wearing
Dracula
Oh,
and
yeah.
and,
And Dracula.
an independent hunter named Blackwater.
I'm glad in my description, mysterious spooky person did not apply to Dracula.
Well,
Well, he's not very spooky.
I don't know if there was anything spooky about Dracula unless you
No, there's a bat.
unless you found a goofy uncle to be particularly intimidating.
No, the bat on the
Ugh.
door was real spooky, and it was.
I
a
like
whack.
to imagine if he was like mad, he'd probably be very terrifying because
Mad
he's
dad.
still Dracula.
Right.
But he's just a chill guy, so.
Anyway, yeah. So the three of you eventually maneuver your way out of this particular conversation and into your individual places of sleep. Then you wake up.
Oh, it's that late? Jeez.
Yeah. It was like nighttime by the time you got back.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you wake up the next morning. I don't know if you're having Benson cart everybody to Central Town or if people were like taking the bus or what.
I mean,
Uh,
it's probably faster for me to just like take the bus than waiting for Benson to show, right?
I assume we would have discussed this as we were leaving.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
So, what's West doing? Adva's taking the bus.
The bus.
Okay.
Thanks.
Nice.
The two of
Thanks,
you
sis.
take
What-
two of you take the bus and you get
Yeah,
there
we're at
pretty.
the same place.
Yeah.
Right.
The two of you take the bus from the dorms down to Central Maplebrook, where you get off at one of the stops that's close to the church. Benson actually like pulls up right as you guys are like getting off the bus, basically. So that was all very convenient. And yeah, the three of you are now standing in front of a.
I step out in my actual Sunday best.
Please describe us your Wednesday best, Josh.
All right. Slacks.
Okay.
Yep.
A sweater vest.
Yep.
Wait.
You're stepping on West territory now.
Wait a minute. Are you wearing my clothes?
I'm kidding.
Did you break
Um,
into my room?
And
No.
button up.
No,
That would be
no.
extremely
I'm
funny.
joking.
What if we all showed up dressed as well?
No!
Connor, do you want to go as West for Halloween? It'll be real
Yes,
scary.
absolutely.
Ugh, and it's that time in Maple.
I have to start making my hair longer and messier, as though I don't give a shit about it at all.
Come on.
So what is?
West has a feeling as he's sitting on the bus that he's being dunked somewhere.
Yeah. So Connor,
What?
what? That's a
No.
good question. Did you guys bother to dress up?
Connor did. Connor asked Benson for advice.
Yeah, and Benson set you up with a nice like a fancy like church suit, basically.
Yeah, I got a sweet church suit going on, dude.
West had nothing else to wear, so he didn't bother.
Just wore the same
Right.
shit. What did Adva wear? The same
I'm
shit.
gonna say, mostly I'm long pants because it's getting cold.
Ah,
Wow.
Damn.
Stunning.
I
Oh,
found
Wes does tuck his shirt in, which he normally doesn't do.
Wow.
damn! Look at Mr.
Stepping up on the
fucking
town.
fancy
And I-
boy over here.
Look at this fancy boy.
and I'll say Adva dug through her band shirts and found the most spiky band logo she could.
Okay.
Wow.
And he tries to comb his hair, but from years of being unkempt, it just like kind of
It
back to the
poofs
same
back
position.
into place like halfway through the bus ride.
Right.
Excellent. Yeah. So the three of you are.
Connor slicks his hair back.
Wow.
Damn. Doing the Dracula.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean,
As
that's
you
just
guys
how
pull
they-
up, Connor does actually kind of resemble a younger Dracula a little bit. With his hair slicked back and wearing a suit. All that's missing is
It's
the
a-
red velvet robe.
it's a good look. That's why it's passed down through the genes.
You're not wearing jeans though.
All right.
I'm
So-
gonna glance at everyone and be like, Wes, you tucked in your shirt.
Yeah.
That's
I did.
nice. I'm glad you put in the effort.
Yeah. I also combed my hair, but it didn't really work out.
Well. Oh, also I get to mark experience for failing that charm roll.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I forgot.
Correct.
Nice.
Not a lot of
Anyway, I
rolling in
guess-
this one.
Guess we should head on in.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I'll walk
so,
up to the church.
so
Now,
the
if you start catching fire, like we can relay information to you. Don't kill yourself over this.
Well, you
Church
never
of
know until you
Gabriel
try.
is essentially it's like a miniature cathedral that's in the center of Maplebrook. It is a practicing church, although during the week there aren't a lot of parishioners, so there's like it's fairly empty. There's like a few people walking around like cleaning or doing some like business or whatever, but like it's pretty much just this huge empty like beautiful church. It's ornately decorated. There are images of angels everywhere in the damn place. And as you walk in the front door, Diane actually meets you from around the corner, and she's wearing like a fancy like suit dress. That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Sounds
well,
right.
I got a
No,
commission with one of my characters wearing something
She's
like
wearing
that.
like fancy business attire, like a
Oh,
little
like
bit
a
fancy.
pantsuit.
Yeah, like fancier than she
Pantsuit,
normally
right.
dresses.
Pants are cool. Yeah.
He goes, "Hello, Mr. Wordsworth, Mr. Von Helsing, Miss Lusitania. Delightful
Hi,
to see you
Diane.
here. I'm glad you can make it."
Hi, head Mistress Gabriel.
Uh,
And after,
Yeah.
Adva says nothing.
I nod.
Adva stares into the middle distance. The rest of the party has grown used to this.
So yeah, she nods to the three of you, kind of like asks how you're doing, and leads you down a couple different corridors. Adva, as you walk in here, you get like a weird feeling, and it's hard to place, but there's nothing like. Oh, by the way, Connor, you don't burst into flames.
Sweet.
Yet.
You perhaps experience like a little bit of discomfort in here, but that's about it. Adva, you feel like something about being in here is just weird, and you can't tell what it is, but it's not enough to like debilitate you, but it is noticeable that it's just weird in here. It's a little weird.
A little weird.
So eventually, as she's leading you down, Diane leads you through a side door and ushers you down a long, warmly lit hallway, a few different twists and turns through different corridors, and you finally arrive at a fairly unassuming door. And she nods to the three and she says, I'll go make sure the boy, I don't remember what word I gave for the thing. Hold on. I'll go see how Miss Faye is doing. And she enters the door and leaves you in the hallway for a couple seconds.
I kick up against the wall. Like lean on it.
I feel
Foot
severely
up.
underdressed.
No, I'm kidding. Not foot up.
Yeah, so yeah, you lean on the door for a second, then Diane comes back out and opens the door for you and leads you inside. And inside, you see the oldest woman any of you have ever met. Although she's
Holy
still like very apparent, she's still like very apparently like in the same way that like Diane is, she has this like weird ethereal beauty to her. This older woman does as well. She has long white hair draped over one shoulder, and she has wrinkled features. She's currently peering at a book through a set of readers. She has bright like silver eyes, and she's sitting in a wheelchair at a desk on the other side of the room, like underneath a table lamp, using it for light. There's a bed to one side of the room and a desk with some papers. On the other side is a small table and a large bookshelf along one wall that basically takes up the entire wall. And as you come in, the woman looks up at you from her place in the wheelchair and turns it a little bit so that she can more properly like see the three of you, and puts a bookmark in her book and sets it down on the desk. And she says, "Ah, the three new hunters. What a delight to meet the three of you. I am, of course, as you may have surmised, Faye Gabriel, the matriarch of the Gabriel faith."
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Connor Baldwin von Helsing.
Right, of course, the great grandnephew of Dracula. I play cards with him on Thursdays sometimes.
Oh, that's nice. We just saw him the other day. Very busy guy.
I'm West Wordsworth, like the direction.
Like the yes, delightful.
Wordsworth isn't a direction.
A pleasure to meet you.
I'm Adva. She, obviously, as she usually does not give her last name.
Pleasure to meet the three of you. So,
Lusitania, I say aloud.
She.
I shoot him like the dead eye.
She warmly greets the three of you and is like, "Can I get you anything to drink? Perhaps some tea? I could have Diane put some on."
You know what? Sure.
I'm trying to remember if West liked tea. Was it involved in anything else?
I don't
in
know.
This game? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll have some tea. Please.
They don't have the thing Connor normally drinks, but he doesn't want to be rude.
They don't just have blood hanging out here. Well, they've got wine.
You know, they kind of do.
They got wine. It's the blood of Christ. Well, this isn't a church.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This isn't a Christian church, which will be explained to you in a moment. So, as I said, I am the matriarch of the Gabriel faith. That's not quite accurate, I suppose. You could call me the goddess of the Gabriel faith, the current one, anyway. The position of the highest member of the church, the god or goddess, as it were, is passed down every few generations to the one who most represents the ideals of the faith. I'm the fourth or fifth matriarch. Angels live quite a long time, so it's... I don't want to get into the details, but I am quite old.
Yeah, that goes around sometimes.
So yeah, do you have any questions for me, or would you like to? I assume you three are the new hunters, yes?
Yep, that's us. We are one mission down. And we succeeded, so technically 100%.
Nice.
Very good. I thank you very much for dealing with that incident. We do not tend to get as involved directly as the Lupins or the Von Helsings in matters concerning outside interference with the town. We sort of deal with a lot more administrative work here, but I am grateful to the three of you for the help you have provided to us. Thank you very much.
Of course.
I shoot finger guns.
She shoots them back. Very briefly.
Oh my god.
Very briefly, such that you almost don't notice it. Like you think your eyes are playing a trick on you. Maybe you have no proof that she did this.
But she did.
And if asked, she would deny it.
It's like that video of Squidward dabbing real quick.
So, do you have any questions for me?
I mean, I don't think so. I think I'm good. Adva, you got any?
She shakes her head.
Okay, I just thought because the whole. Yeah, it's fair.
No, she.
West.
You're right. She does have a peculiar holy aura.
Yeah, she gets that a lot. It's also probably why she has like 1,000 abilities.
Could have something to do with that. Well, I will say I'm not familiar with the particular god that you are sort of embodying, but it almost feels like it could be several different ones, but I would have to look into it. Diane tells me she's looking into it as well. And Diane nods. She's still in the room. She's, yes, of course, I'm... stuff like this is a bit difficult to research, as you might imagine. So we're doing our best to try to get some answers for you, Miss Lusitania. Is Jesus canon in this world? Maybe.
I'm just saying, I want to know about the development of the USA if Jesus does not exist, because think about all the songs that don't exist now.
Like Jesus I'll Never Forget by Sam Cooke and the Soul Stirrers.
Or like half the song. Half the songs that
if you're asking if Jesus Christ lives in Maplebrooke, the answer is no. Like
the answer is no. That's a firm negatory.
But yeah, so basically what she said so far is that she is both the matriarch of the Gabriel faith and also kind of the god of it. And
well,
God appears to be a title. Reminds me of how the King of the Dragons title worked in the Enchanted Forest Chronicles.
I have absolutely no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I read books.
What are you, some kind of nerd?
Some kind of nerd reads books.
You should read.
The only time I ever hear Boko is out of character.
Don't worry about it.
I know, right? Well, that's because her character is being silent.
It's
like even when the scene directly pertains to Adva, she's just like,
It is a lot of that.
It's like worse than Geralt of Rivia.
She doesn't want to be here, okay?
Fuck.
Apparently, Malgai's trying to figure out if the Christian God exists in Maplebrook.
Does Yahweh exist?
Maybe.
This is the United States. I assume, yes, he's like...
This is a Midwestern United States.
He's a concept, for sure.
Probably,
right?
yes, but I'm not going to address it because I made up my own... Listen, Malgai, I made up my own goddamn religion because I didn't feel like actually researching real ones. How does that? Is that good enough for you?
Yes, it's good enough for me personally.
Well, the concept of Yahweh
let's get back to the game. The last thing she asked you was if you had any questions. Connor said no. Adva shrugged. West said something.
No, I'm pretty good. I'm just glad to
but...
know I didn't burst into flames coming into one of these.
Oh, that's not how any of that works.
Well, thank God. I mean, you don't always know. There's been a couple generations where people just didn't try stuff because we were scared.
That's very fair.
Do you know how long it took for any of us to try garlic?
A while, presumably. Fuck. She doesn't swear. Dracula can't get enough of the stuff. Always asks for garlic bread every Thursday at our card games.
Yeah, he really leaned into Italian food recently.
It's a bit whack, I'm not going to lie to you. Is that what the kids are saying these days?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I say. But I mean, you should have been at the last family reunion. It was just like a pasta bar. It was pretty good, but my God, there was so much pasta everywhere.
I can only imagine. And she kind of chuckles to herself. So, Wes, did you actually have a question? You got interrupted the last 3 times.
No.
Are you sure?
Well, I had a question.
Literally, all I was trying to say was, I have no question.
Oh, I see. So, I can tell there's a little bit of confusion about my godhood, I suppose. Let me clear that up a little bit for you. So the Gabriel faith is based on an ancient being called Gabriel who ascended to godhood after a lifetime of doing good deeds selflessly in a small village somewhere in ancient Europe. So many people revered him at the time of his death that he was treated as though he were a god, and through some mystery became one due to the power of his followers' worship. Gabrielism is essentially just about doing good selflessly in the world, so you can sort of see how that pertains to the virtues that we extol here in Maplebrook as an organization. We run a lot of charities in the town, and we generally try to make sure that the citizens of Maplebrook have good, normal lives, and that's a little bit where you come in as part of our accord. Most of the angels in Maplebrook are angels of Gabriel, whether descended directly from him, like myself, or from one of his children, like Diane. And Diane nods. Although there are a few others descended from other gods, so I suppose that may be information to some of you that there are a multitude of gods that exist. I am but one. And, yeah, that's sort of the situation that we find ourselves in. We just want to do good here. That is all we require.
You know, I feel like sometimes I just have a normal week or two, and then there's just a few days in a row that I learn some whack shit about the world. I don't say that aloud. I mean whack things. Whack things.
Yes, I'm
quite respectful of the environment.
It's all quite whack to you, isn't it, Mr. Wordsworth? I know you've had something of a tough time, but I'm glad to see you are thriving despite the difficulties.
Yeah, we got dunked in the deep end.
I'm doing my best.
But then again, he also immediately threatened me, a literal vampire. So
I had to know if you were cool. And you know what? You shot your foot instead of me. So listen.
Yeah, probably still not one of my better ideas. But you have to really resolve the situation.
Were Nigel here, he would remind you that you did shoot West after that. It just didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, well you know.
Oh, that's right. I did. I shot him right in the chest.
Well, I mean,
it was basically a Nerf gun, yeah. And so as you guys are having this argument, Faye whispers something to. She motions Diane over and whispers something to her, and Diane nods back to her and turns to the three and says, "Miss Faye would like to rest now. If the three of you could, scooch.
Clear out.
Get out."
Oh yeah, no problem.
I will lead you back as the way is long and confusing, but I hope you have a pleasant time until I see you next, Miss Faye. And Faye nods back to Diana and says, "Come back anytime, dears. I'm always here. Although you may need some help. The corridors are long and winding." And yeah.
Okay.
He did maul a guy. It was terrifying.
Hey.
Why didn't you kiss
You
it?
were intimidated.
So yeah.
A little bit.
That was kind of the last thing on your agenda for today. Although it is now probably it's getting about noon. You think that maybe the theater might be open. If that's a place.
It's time.
Oh no, I think I know what you mean. It's time for.
I grab West by
back.
I don't want him to Tom and Jerry and start like running in
I'm
places
not going to run, okay? Like, I'm not a fan of it, but none of you two are gonna do it.
Well, I can't possibly do it.
Why?
Vampires are allergic to stages?
Is he lying?
Yes.
I'm glad you need to ask.
You're such a fucking liar.
Yeah, but here's my backup argument. I preternatural speed away.
You just you really fast in the middle of town, just like yeet in the general direction. So the theater is only a couple blocks away.
very fast.
I guess
Connor
Adva and I
moving
are
at very
hoofing
high his speeds.
without mega speed.
I mean, Benson, I assume, is still parked out front.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I
he
guess you could just
ran off.
you could just
You could just ask Benson, though.
No, I think it's funnier if we don't ask Benson. We just walk.
Benson
Yeah,
just
it's not that
Benson
far.
just waves to you from inside the car as you walk away. Yeah, so as you walk up to the Maplebrook Community Theater, the building is sort of like a fancy Gothic kind of building. It's got a big old marquee out front reading Phantom of the Opera coming soon. And yeah, that's the front of the building. Is Connor
I guess
already inside?
I would hope so. Or is he
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
for it?
Did you
I guess
hang
we go
up?
inside.
All right. Well, yeah. As you go inside, I guess you just see Connor hanging out in the lobby.
I would like to assume that on the way in, West holds the door for Adva, and then she just opens a different door anyway.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, I was assuming I was going first.
Well, I don't. Okay, weird assumption.
Okay, whatever. I don't care. Either way, nothing's changed.
It doesn't matter.
Nothing changes. West just gets socially dunked on a little bit.
It was a funny thought.
I
So
go
yeah.
to like the farthest, like the ones
So-
that have like 4 doors.
So yeah, Connor
So
is
you-
waiting. Connor meets you guys in the lobby, and as the three of you are kind of getting reacquainted
You're too slow.
before West can challenge Connor about his earlier argument, Katrina actually comes into the lobby from the direction of the stage.
Is she the lucky one?
Yes,
Ho ho ho! You said they weren't gonna be in this episode.
I didn't know how far we'd get. I thought perhaps a simple conversation with Dracula could take longer, and you know what? It didn't, and I'm proud of you.
Hey.
All
yeah,
right,
we're-
but,
we're getting railed
because
by
I don't remember, is Katrina the one with the luck then?
Yes, Katrina is the one that is in
Yeah.
the play. Or in the musical, rather. She is playing, boy, I don't remember her name.
I
The
haven't
main,
seen
the
Phantom
main, it's, see, back when I was writing this, I had recently seen it, so I remembered all this shit. Now, Christine Daae, that's who she's playing.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah, so
Hey.
she comes
I
in.
wave.
Before that, I should describe to you a little bit
Okay.
the lobby. So basically, the lobby of this place is it's kind of on the smaller side. You figure a lot of this place is probably made for like the theater itself. Probably takes up the majority of the building.
Checks out.
There are 2 booths on. There's some empty ticket booths on either side with 2 sets of double doors that lead into the theater proper, and 2 ramps on either side that lead to the balcony seating. So this is the kind of place that's got like a tiered. It's only got 1 tier, but it's got like a tiered seating situation.
So it's like at an incline.
Yeah, so like the seats go up at an incline, and then there's also a second like there's balcony above it that also.
Oh yeah,
is
like the small balconies.
Yeah.
Or is it just like a normal one?
Well, it's about the size of the thing, but it is
a balcony.
upwards. It's a balcony.
Okay.
Yeah. So Katrina
It's a
comes from one of those doors that leads into the theater itself, and she says, "Thank you, Malagai. I remembered." She says,
She says,
"Get the
If you
three."
could change your fate,
Yeah.
Would
The 3 of you.
Legit.
I don't. Again, it's been a whole last month, so I don't remember what she sounded like either. So I'm just
Year.
gonna go with Scottish, and we'll see where it ends up.
We'll believe Molo guy.
I'm glad to see the 3 of you made it. I wasn't sure if you were going to come, but I'm happy to see you.
yeah. Well, we couldn't let West miss his big audition.
Oh, were you going to try? I sort of thought they were joking, maybe.
Yeah, me too. At first,
But we weren't.
but they weren't.
Well, I can certainly lead you through the main door. I'm turning Australian. I can certainly lead
Right.
you through the main door here to talk to the director, and we can go from there. The other 2 of you, how do you feel about stage crew work? Would you be, if you're looking for an excuse to get close to the production? I couldn't see a. It would certainly work.
Backstage is preferable. She very much
mean, yeah,
does not
sure.
want to get dragged into acting.
I can like lift stuff. Does it involve lifting stuff?
It
She
could.
looks at I look at Connor with like the eyebrow thing.
Lift
and stuff?
Do you lift?
Is that a
bruh?
yes or no? I don't read Adva yet. Connor says aloud. Cool.
I'm just going to assume that we can continue. And she opens the door for you and leads you in. And as soon as you enter the door, you hear the hushed tones of an argument as you approach down the aisles. A taller man in an incredibly fancy dress, wearing a bright purple vest with slick black hair, is speaking to a shorter elderly man who's leaning on a cane. Do you think I do not know, Monsieur Booth, that we're missing one of the primary cast members? I was there when Monsieur Clark was crushed by the stage light, while you, oddly enough, were not. The other man looks taken aback by this, but bites back. Then you should know well enough that we need to delay the show, Bernard. We need to perform a full safety inspection to secure the safety of our actors. The show must go on, Kyle! Before Kyle can snap back, a girl you didn't see before pipes up, peeking out from Bernard. Mr. Director, Mr. Manager, I think we have a couple of visitors. The three of them turn towards the three of you and Katrina simultaneously. Kyle looks a bit sheepish, Bernard looks annoyed, and the girl looks curious.
Oh, is the ball in our court?
It is.
It is.
I
stopped.
finger guns
Wizard of
immediately.
Legend Boy.
Well, I'm just not sure because Steven's mic is a little on the fritz.
It's been
So I couldn't tell if it cut out or if he was leaving space for us to.
I think that was
As soon as they turn to us, I finger guns. I'm still wearing a suit.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
are
right.
right.
Would like to point that
I
out.
forgot, yeah, you guys are still
With
in your
flicked
fancy
hair.
dress.
You also ran at very high speed in your suit.
Yep. It's fine. It's a flexible suit. It's a good suit. Benson only gets the best.
So yeah, the three of them turn towards the three of you, and Bernard annoyedly asks, "What the fuck are they? What in the blazes are the three of you doing here? Can't you see we're in the middle of a performance preparation?"
Well, yes, but we're also aware that you're down a person, and we think we have a candidate to take his spot. I say, pushing West forward slightly.
Katrina cuts in, kind of. She's like, "They're here to help with the production in any way they can." Instantly, Bernard looks overjoyed, and Kyle rolls his eyes and walks away, going like, "I'll be backstage if you need anything." And yeah, so he just kind of limps away using his cane to walk. So yeah, the Bernard turns to the three of you and goes, I do not know. Perhaps there is the spark of an actor in you yet. And he looks at you and is like, how much experience do you have with the acting?
None.
Oh boy.
Bernard looks at you like he gets really like in your face, and you catch eyes just like how sparkly his vest is. It's incredibly sparkly.
Tassels. How many
He-
tassels
he's-
are on it?
A lot. The sleeves are just fucked with tassels.
Amazing.
He leans in extremely close to you, to the point where it's probably a little bit uncomfortable.
Which
goes,
which you, or is this the Royal
West, and he goes, You say you have no experience, and yet you wish to play the Phantom of the Opera.
Wish is a strong word. I feel like
That means he cuts you off. That means that if this show goes off without a hitch, and if you do play the Phantom of the Opera, you will be my greatest success story. And he stands back up to his foot and offers a handshake. It's like, you have a deal, Monsieur.
so I don't. There's no. Okay. He
I
shakes
start
his hand, I
clapping.
guess.
He's offering his hand to
Definitely
you,
he
and
shakes his hand.
Monsieur,
That's
and
great,
he
Wes. I
was
knew you could
he was
do it.
probing you. He was probing you for a name,
Monsieur.
Monsieur.
Wes.
Monsieur.
Oh, like the direction.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I will have my people call your people. Let me go. I will go talk to my stage manager, Stephanie. She will get you discuss a script so that you may start reading and that we can get to the performance. Yes, excellent, good. And he begins walking away, saying various other words that mean, yeah, this is fine.
Oh no, baguette.
Basically, yeah. So yeah,
Amazing.
West, let me be your people.
that has happened, and Katrina says, turns to you and she's like, "Oh well, congratulations. That went much better than I think anyone could have expected."
Wes crosses his arms and he's like, not better than I could have expected.
Oh, come on, West. It's going to be great. Maybe this is your secret talent.
I highly doubt that.
I mean, acting skills could always be good later if we need to lie to people.
Well, listen.
So
That wasn't an argument. That was just a noise.
So Katrina turns to the other two of you and says, "So would you like, if you would like to meet with Mr. Boy, I don't remember his fucking last name. Got so many goddamn NPCs in this
Kyle.
arc. I made him. His last name isn't Kyle.
Kyle. I am Kyle of the Kyle clan. Kyle O'Kyle.
The
So wait, who
fourth-
exactly am I playing?
You're playing
by
the
the way?
Phantom.
The Phantom.
The Phantom of the Opera.
I hope you
Yeah.
can sing.
I can't. Oh. Oh.
I hope
Oh,
you can sing.
no.
I
Did-
hope you can sing.
Did you not
opera.
know that? Did you not know that the Phantom of the Opera is a musical?
West
Yeah.
is
Of the opera.
West is extremely red in the face right now.
I knew.
This sucks.
Did I really not write down this motherfucker's name anywhere?
You just make it up.
Monsieur Tasset.
Wasn't he Bernard?
No,
Oh, you just said it.
Bernard
No,
was the
Kyle.
Bernard's the
Bernard
French
and
guy.
Kyle. Kyle.
Martin.
No, I have it somewhere. It's in my notes somewhere.
What
Just
guy
don't-
are we talking about?
The cane guy
Not
that
the-
went that
oh,
huffed
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
walked
yeah.
away.
Ingerman.
He's the guy in
Stage
charge of.
manager?
He's the stage crew person.
The stage crewman.
Did
Or Struman.
I literally not write down this motherfucker's name anywhere? That seems impossible. Okay, now here we go. His name is Kyle. Mr. Booth could talk to the three of you, or the two of you, I suppose, about stage crew work if you would like to get a closer
Wait,
look.
Booth?
Yes.
I say aloud.
Yes.
I don't know, is he gonna say
Is
I
it-
can't trust booths in the theater. That's what happened to Lincoln.
You know, I didn't even. I used a randomizer. I didn't even think about that, but that's pretty good.
I thought of it immediately.
That's what Connor says aloud. His eyes widen slightly. He's not superstitious, but he is a little stitious.
Or like stupid stitch.
Mr. Booth is a delightful man. He's the kindest man I've ever met.
Okay. I guess it won't be as bad if I get hit by a stage light.
Probably
Don't.
not.
Would rather not though.
Although, yeah, don't please. I would hate that. I would not like.
Good
that
news
very
is
much.
it won't be on you. I finger guns. I did it in person without realizing it just now.
Yeah, I do that a lot with like when I was doing that handshake earlier. I held my hand out as if any of you motherfuckers can see it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sometimes you just get into it. But yeah, so you can kind of like investigate the theater now if you would like. Yeah.
Sweet.
This is just.
I
still kinda
checked
like
the
super-
time on a pocket watch that I've had this whole time in my suit coat.
It is about 12:30 in the PM.
I mostly did it so I could click it, close with finality, and put it back in the tiny chest pocket.
I see. Oh, right. Fancy bitch, correct, yes.
Connor's
Wes
having
is-
a really good time being in the suit right now, actually.
Wes
He's
is
kind
still
of
super
digging
shook
it.
As he looks around, his like arms are crossed and he's just kind of
Trying to be small.
apprehensive. Yeah, basically.
Good,
But he's
hey,
kinda
good,
looking around.
good news, you're surrounded by chairs.
Yes. but that's not good for investigating.
You know what? That would be that might be a good role to make if one of you would like to investigate a mystery.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Then do it.
Hang on. I'm looking. I
Do it.
too forgot what to roll for.
Sharp.
So hang on.
Do it, fucker.
Sharp, probably.
You should have a
Sharp.
button on your sheet for this stat.
You just
All
click the
stats.
sharp button.
Don't cut yourself
Okay.
up.
Boop.
10. So
Nice.
let me find out what that means real quick.
You do the thing, but not the thing.
Okay,
Usually.
so for investigate a mystery on a 10 plus, you can hold 2. So you can ask what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, what is being concealed here.
What?
Some of those questions may not make sense based on the things you are able to investigate from your not
Right.
really moving around.
Right. Well, I didn't sit down. I was looking around on the stage, if I'm allowed up there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can walk around. Do it.
Yeah. What happened here?
Okay, so
Stage light fell.
yeah. So what happened here? You find a you actually find they probably like just got in after having been out for a couple days. So it's the scene is more or less as they found it. There's a very clean piece of floor that's much more polished than the pieces of floor around it. You suspect this is probably where the blood pooled from the man who had a stage light collapse on his head. And they cleaned it up a little bit. You also find a broken piece of a screw that was under one of the props, the boat from that opening scene I read to you, if you remember. There is a piece of a screw, and it does look like it's just been sheared off, like it was
Right,
cut,
like cleanly cut.
like it was cleanly cut, like Katrina described. Yeah. So you surmise that what happened was someone or something cut the light from above, and disengaged it in such a way that it just fell straight down. And if you look up, you can actually see the there's like a string of, well, not a string, it's like one of those like metal lighting fixtures that's got like dozens of lights on it. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to like a concert or like a wrestling show or something, but they basically got a big metal beam with
Yeah.
dozens of lights on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can also, if you look up, you see that there's some catwalks up there as well. So
Do a little turn.
you probably like could go up there to investigate if you wanted to, but you may want to, like, you don't see a way up there from out here. But yeah, near as you can tell, what happened was someone or something interfered with the light in such a way that it fell, and it did not fall naturally.
Wow. Yeah. So that
It was not an accident. It just kind of it was like broken in such a way that it fell.
Looking at the object of a potential murder, is the kid dead? By the way.
in the hospital.
Last you heard is he was in the hospital, severely injured.
Okay.
Really injured.
I'm looking at a potential murder weapon, and that's just kind of like, that shakes people. So he's like,
Right, so yeah, you have one more
Thinking
question.
emoji.
I sure do. Let me look at
What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
I guess what is being concealed here.
So, as the three of you are kind of like in this theater looking around, there's an uneasy feeling that you can't quite place. And the longer that you stay in here, the more you feel like somebody's kind of like looking at you. Like you're being watched, basically. And it's not by any of the people that are like working on stuff around the theater. There's something else watching you. And West, as you're kind of like investigating the stage and looking up at the catwalks, for like a split second, you think you see something up there. And it wasn't very big, and you blink and it's not there anymore, but you think there is something in here that is up in the catwalks currently.
Wow.
Or at least that's the last place you saw it.
Huh. So I turn to the others and I say, well, the stage light was definitely tampered with, and I don't know if you guys feel it, but I feel like
Oh, the person watching us?
yeah, I saw something up in the catwalks, but it was pretty quick, so it may have been just trick of the light, I guess. But
Yeah. Well, or something.
or something. I'm going to go with something, considering how whack this world is. Apparently,
Oh yeah, it's pretty whack, isn't it?
it sure is.
All
and
kinds
that-
of weird stuff.
And that wasn't me like bullshitting either. Like the three of you do genuinely start to feel like uncomfortable the longer you are in this building.
This is a disgusting feeling.
Kind
Should
of
we
like
go
being in that
check out the
church.
catwalk if they'll let us?
I mean, so we're out on the stage, right?
Yeah, you're like in the stage area. There.
So we were supposed to go backstage.
Yeah, I think we
anyway?
have. I think we gotta go backstage.
Connor,
to talk to
Connor
the-
and I are supposed to go backstage anyway to talk to Stage Lord.
So what am I supposed to be doing?
reading
we're
your
the
script,
same-
presumably.
Yeah, we
Oh,
need
yeah.
to use the script.
So
and we need to
as
learn-
you say
we need to
that,
learn opera.
the girl who originally like pointed out your presence to Bernard and Kyle, the girl who did that comes back out. I'm going to read you a description once I scroll back to where my description was. Once I find my description somewhere in this fucking page of goddamn shit. Okay, there we go. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Sorry,
Bless
I had
you.
to sneeze. I'm allergic to exposition. So yeah,
Plot.
Oh god. So a girl with long like platinum blonde hair, wearing a white hoodie, comes out of one of the side rooms, carrying a somewhat sizable stack of papers, and you can see that there are parts on it that are highlighted. And she's walking towards the three of you, and she stops in front of you, West, and she goes, "Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm the assistant director. Here's your script, Mr. Wordsworth. Bernard said that you should be able to read over it today, and come back tomorrow to see how well you're doing."
Oh boy.
Is this a subspecies of Stacy?
No.
Now the Stacy talk like this. But you actually yeah, this is something. I guess roll me a sharp check, Adva.
Oh, okay. Sharper. Ooh, this is gonna be bad.
It's only -1.
No, it's 0.
7.
Oh, that's not even bad. My sharp is also.
That's a mixed success.
-2.
Okay.
Partial success.
So there's that. You notice that this girl is wearing the same earrings that you're wearing.
Nani.
And as she glances at you, like you almost miss it, but she like glances at you and almost like there's like almost some recognition sparks in her eyes, but she very quickly goes, "Well, I have many things to be doing. Have a good day, Mr. West and the rest of you," and she walks away.
Bye.
West and the rest. Now that's a team name.
She seems nice.
Hmm.
Oh, you about everyone. I roll my eyes and try to go back and try to find my way backstage.
Later.
Yeah, so it's easy.
Well, I
There's
guess
just
I'll
there's
try
just
to figure out how to bomb this performance.
You got
Start
Wes.
flipping through the
Remember,
scripts.
repetition, repetition, repetition.
If you don't, you
Yeah.
get a light dropped on you.
Remember, it's not about trying to
It
get
would
rid
be
of the
preferable
butterflies.
to this.
West. It's not about trying to get rid of the butterflies. There's always going to be them. You just have to make the butterflies fly in formation.
Eat the butterfly.
That
With that,
makes absolutely no sense.
Connor finger guns and goes backstage.
Okay. Wes takes a seat and reads.
Okay, and Adva, are you following Connor backstage?
I'm going with Connor backstage to find the stage lord.
Connor
Okay.
re-slicks his hair as he's going back.
All right, so you guys see Kyle talking to some other like people in black shirts who you assume are stage crew because that's how stage crew looks.
Usually, yeah.
And he kind of like shoos them away, and they nod and get off to their various tasks. And then as he like starts walking away to turn around, he takes a few steps, and then he sees the two of you come in from the side of the stage, like the backstage stuff. You know, the backstage stuff. And
Yeah, back boxes.
he says, "Sorry about that out there. I just it doesn't feel right to keep the show going with someone like nearly killed, you know." Anyway, hey, I'm Mr. Booth. You can call me Kyle. I'm the stage manager here. I take it the two of you are here to help with the stage stuff.
You know it, Kyle. I'm Connor, and this is Adva. I say, just so that she doesn't have to try to speak.
He nods to the two of you. He's like, "Well, I could always use another spare hander here. What are your have the two of you worked stage crew before? Have you worked on any shows before?"
No.
Not a live show.
What?
That's a
Oh, yeah.
weirdly specific question or answer
Not
to my
a
question.
musical.
I see.
So not a musical or not a live show. Those are different.
I don't consider music.
Musical is a live show.
Right.
No, a musical is a live show. I was thinking more of a. Don't worry. It's not like she hasn't worked on like a stage play or something, which is more adjacent to a musical than like a.
Right.
An actual like concert or whatever.
Right. Okay, I understand. Kyle doesn't. He's like, okay, that's a little bit of a weird answer. How do the two of you feel about heights?
No, I'm fine.
She definitely does the high dive.
Right. So yeah, both.
Connor's pretty sure that he can just survive most falls.
Well, good news for the both of you, or I suppose neutral news. And he walks back out to the stage. He's like, "Here, watch this." And as he walks back out, you can see he walks over to a panel on the curtains are drawn now, so like you can see to the backstage from the stage. Mm-hmm. Just because there are people like working on various props and stuff, and it would be inconvenient to have to go all the way around. He goes to a lever that's behind the stage area, and he pulls it, and the metal fixtures that the lights are on overhead, he pulls them down, basically. And that slowly lowers itself to the ground, and he's like, we had these installed because he kind of like motions to his cane, like, I can't really get up there anymore with the old leg. So, but yeah, this is the lighting fixtures that we use here. I've installed all these lights personally. I was an electrician, and before I was I guess I still am an electrician, but right now I'm stage manager. So yeah, I got all the lights set up. The problem is that to be able to like adjust them on the fly, you need to be able to motion up there. So I can like set the lights in, but to make the fine tuning, I need someone to get up there and kind of help me direct them. So yeah, I think the two of you could probably handle that. Just be careful up there. 3 points of contact at all times with the ground. And yeah. How do you feel about that?
That's fine.
Sure.
All right, you actually
Sounds good.
So you see the light that would have been where the one that fell was. He's already installed a new one there, and you can see he's actually like added some like extra bolts to a lot of them that were like most of them screw on with only like 2 bolts, but they have like a third slot. He is assured that each one of these things is in place now, basically. So he raises the thing back up. He leads the two of you backstage to like a small, circular, very steep metal staircase that leads up to the catwalks. And yeah, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna turn a few of these on, and then hey, you new kid, new Phantom of the Opera."
Hello.
Oh, that's Wes.
West.
Thought
Oh,
you
like the
said
direction.
random.
Yeah, I like the direction.
Like, yeah, so you get over to there. He like leads you to various to a spot on the stage, and he's like, "Now do the part that." Oh boy, I don't actually have the Fan of the Opera script pulled up anymore, so I guess we're not gonna do that. And he's like, "You do?"
Yeah, because I was worried you were gonna like throw some shit.
I was gonna make you.
Do your homework, Swissy.
Or he's like, I need you to. He kind of motions some of the stage crew people. They push one of the props forward, which is the boat. He's like, I need to make sure with the old light that fell, the lighting over there is going to be a little bit weird. So we need to get the new lights in place. So you stand over there on the back of the boat, and I'm going to turn the stage lights on. So we're going to need to draw the curtain. And the two of you will need to make sure that the light is affixed where it's supposed to be. I'll kind of direct you a little bit. How's that?
Sounds good, boss.
All right, so the two of you head up to the catwalks in front of the lighting fixtures. He closes the curtain. He has one of the stage crew turn on all the lights. And West, it is bright and hot as hell under those stage lights. I don't know if any of you have ever been under stage lights. They're extremely warm.
He starts to sweat a little.
But as in the words of that one country song, it feels good in the hot spotlight. She's a big star. Okay, never mind. Just saying karaoke every night.
So yeah, he as the lights go on, I'm gonna let me think about how best to do this. As the lights go on, you. How about somebody read a bad situation?
Which is
somebody up in somebody. It won't be West because he's not. He's on the stage.
Which one's that one?
I am.
I'll do it. Sharp.
Read a bad situation. Let me check. That is Sharp. Yes, 8.
Hey, good old
right.
+0.
So you get a weird feeling, and you look down at the you get a weird feeling, and then you look around the room just to kind of see like where it might be coming from, and you notice that off to one side, which is accessible via the catwalks, but still kind of like in the over the audience area, Katrina and another girl are going over some like notes for the script, and so your questions are. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims? So you may ask one of those. You're just getting a weird feeling from that direction is all you really have to go on.
Okay, then I guess I'll ask, what's the biggest threat?
So the biggest threat is you notice that there's like a piece of equipment over there, like a box basically with some extra like pieces of like it's got different filters in it that you put in front of the light, so all the lights are like a bright white or like yellowish color, right?
You need to change the colors.
You put different like lenses in front of them. There's a box of those that's over by the it's on part of the catwalk, like towards the center of it. And you don't see what's doing it, but that box is moving towards the edge to drop right on top of where Katrina and this other girl are.
Okay. Instantly, I like nudge Adva and gesture towards the box as I start sprinting over there.
You follow him.
Okay. I'm gonna.
I yell Katrina.
Act under pressure, bud.
Is that for both of us?
Yes, Molo guy. Oh!
Okay, I don't need to roll anyway.
Wow.
Alright, so that's a 13 for Act Under Pressure. On a 12 plus, you may either choose to do what you wanted and something extra, or you do what you wanted to absolute perfection.
Absolute perfection, getting over there to stop the box or get them out of the way, whichever is more feasible.
So yeah, they're about 30 feet below you as you're up on these catwalks, so getting down there is not quite feasible without superhuman feats, and that'd be a little wild. Yes, Mologai, I did do theater. So they...
I was there.
You get over to this box, and it's not particularly... You shout Katrina, and she, like, jumps with a start and looks around to see where it came from, but you get to that box way before it starts, like, being in any danger of falling. It was, like, just getting to the edge, and you basically just go, like, nope, and put your hand in front of it to stop it. and you feel a brief pressure as if something is like pushing that box from the other side, and then that uncomfortable feeling gets way worse now. Like you feel like you feel something is there.
The Phantom of the Opera is there. Inside my mind.
Inside your mind. Yeah, so that's what you feel. You don't see anything, but you felt something putting pressure on the box.
Wes is just baking under this light, and he suddenly hears Katrina, and then nothing else.
Yeah, and Kyle's like, "What the? Are you guys gonna move the light or not?"
Oh, yep. Sorry, Mr. Booth. Adva, can you grab that?
Yeah, sure.
I say pushing the box as far away from the edge as possible.
Yeah, you basically move this thing to the center of the walkway.
Whichever light.
No, 2 to the right.
Okay.
I'm gonna glance over at the people below and just be like, I guess it was a false alarm. Awkward finger guns.
Katrina like gives you a weird thumbs up and suggests that her and the other girl move somewhere else. And as you're turned around like that, you feel... no, I don't think you feel any... Well, read a bad situation.
Okay, that's sharp.
Uh-oh.
I mark an experience.
Well, that's a hard move. As you like turn around to like move back to investigate this box once you've done doing that, you notice that your shoelaces are tied together. And wait, no, hold on. You were wearing slacks. You were wearing like dress shoes, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they still have laces.
Okay, well then, yeah, your shoelaces are tied together, and you just trip. And now you kind of already failed the roll, so I think I get to do a hard one to you. You fall over you trip and
I reflex save?
You go over. There is no reflex save in this game. You go over the railing that leads to the theater, basically there's a railing on either side of the catwalk. Yeah. You trip and go over that. You get one hand on the railing to keep yourself from just falling, and Kyle is helping. Kyle is looking right into the light so he doesn't see this. Wes doesn't see this, and you don't think anyone on the ground sees this, but you are now hanging from one hand to this railing.
Well, shit.
Do I notice this?
Can I just pull myself up?
Connor has super strength. He can just do a pull-up. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you act under pressure if you want to save yourself from this, unless you want to involve Adva in this predicament.
No. Well, let's see if I get out of this with my coolness intact.
Well,
and uncaught by West or others,
11.
or by the stage.
Hey.
Okay, so yeah, on a 10+, you do what you set out to do, which I assume is pull yourself back to safety. Yeah, so you
stare at my shoes.
Use the momentum to slide yourself back onto the catwalk and underneath the railing, and you get to the center of it so that you're as safe as physically possible. And you swear you hear a chuckling sound, and that feeling of dread is just getting worse the longer of it you're in this.
Connor says out loud, "Oh, you bitch!"
Oh, yeah.
I untie my shoes from each other.
Is fall damage a thing
I
for
take
vampires?
the laces out of my shoes.
Fall damage might not be a thing for vampires, but I think falling from 30 feet would affect anyone, especially in a theater full of people.
Yeah, the thing is, I can't exactly vampire save myself in front of these many people.
Yourself back together.
I would have to be injured for a while. But anyways, yeah. I'm gonna try to carefully hustle back over to Adva and fill her in.
Okay, so Kyle has finished getting you to move the light that he's currently working on. He's like, "All right, you guys can come down from there now."
All right.
Okay, so as we're on the tiny spiral staircase, I'm gonna lean towards Adva and just be like, "So I don't know if you caught all of that, but something was trying to drop that box on Katrina and the other girl, and then when I got over there, it tied my shoes together and I almost fell off."
Did you notice anything? a bit.
Well,
than
it fucking
that.
chuckled at me.
It
Oh,
chuckled.
wonderful. It's a comedian.
I know, right? I mean, thank God I think God know it didn't try to like, get a normal person to fall just now. But like it's getting dicey up there. Just try
Dicey
to
spicy.
try to keep tabs around yourself.
Let's see. We'll keep that in mind. Let direction know.
I go to fill in direction.
Yeah, so
I
Kyle's
hate-
like, all right, good. Kyle is like, good work for now. I've got some stuff to work on backstage. I'll let you guys know if I need anything else.
Sounds good, boss.
All right. So yeah, you guys fill in West on what happened, presumably.
I do. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna like pull Wes off to the side a bit and do a little group huddle. All right, Wes. So here's here's the skivvy. Here's the lowdown. Here's what happened. Adva and I went up to the catwalk. Something tried to push a box onto Katrina and that other girl she was talking to. I stopped it, but then it tied my shoes together and I almost fell the hell off.
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't like see anything, but it definitely was a presence. And you know that uneasy feeling that I assume everyone has?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like it was real bad.
I've been feeling
And
that way since the church, to be honest.
yeah, well, same, but I mean, I think that's unrelated church stuff for use and me. Uh, but yeah, and then it also laughed. So we know its abilities are tying shoes together, cutting bolts, pushing boxes, and laughing like a little idiot.
Hmm.
Hold
And
on,
presumably
That's
being
concerning.
either invisible or just really hard to spot.
So let me look at
But
my
there's
powers on here and see what you got. I do have written down invisibility. You got that one. Being a little shit. Yep. Tying shoelaces. That was actually on there. I was amazed you were able to put that together after only one encounter.
Incredible, actually.
So, yeah, as I told Adva, we have to really watch ourselves here, and not only that, but other people.
Yeah. No
Because
kidding.
if something happens to me, at least, I could probably be ultimately fine. But I don't want if a normal person falls 30 feet, that's bad news bears.
Extremely.
Yeah, that goes for you too. Keep
Yeah.
a keep an eye out for stuff above you.
Wes kind of like recalls his brief meeting with Diane, where she showed him
Magic.
some
Left.
some floaty business.
Some levitation magic.
Yeah. So he's like, I'll remember that.
West
What-
will remember that.
What on earth could your plan possibly be?
I think he wants to stop things that are falling at him with magic,
That's
You
pretty
know
much
what?
it. Yeah, it's not like a huge plan.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
or
you know
maybe
what?
make it miss
You know,
him.
I was making fun of you. That was not a terrible idea.
Yeah, maybe at least glance it off so that it looks like it just missed you. Because if you just start floating it there, then people are gonna have questions.
Right.
It gets complicated trying to keep the lowdown on all this, but we don't need more people like you freaking out about this.
Like me.
Well, I mean, initially you freaked out, but you adapted very quickly, so good job. I pat him on the shoulder.
Cool.
Look, there's still vampires hanging around that know the dark times. Okay, I don't want to get hunted
What does
down in the
that
street.
mean?
I mean, you've heard of like Salem, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was.
That was
Are
going
you-
on way before that too.
Are you hold up? Are you suggesting that it is now canon that Salem was vampires? Because
No, I'm saying-
okay with that, but like that's a wild
No.
thing.
I was just I didn't mean specifically vampires. I mean just like in general, humans have been hunting things that they see as unnatural
for a long
since,
time.
like,
Yes.
for like hundreds of years. Now people are pretty chill about it because they think it's not real.
Right. Okay.
Well, I don't want someone to try to stake me.
Gotcha.
Unless it's with a porterhouse, you know what I'm saying? West.
I'll keep my head on a
I
swivel.
almost said West Finger Guns, but that's not who I'm playing.
I'll keep my head on a swivel. I told Connor.
Connor Finger Guns.
Little
Alright,
plus
so-
finger guns.
West
There-
does not.
So there's, as the three of you wrap up this day, nothing else really eventful happens other than that this weird feeling just kind of persists through the entire time you're there. They wrap up production for the day. Everybody just kind of like goes their separate ways. Katrina says like goodbye to you on your way out. And
Did we give our contact information to anybody about like when we have to be there for stuff because we have school?
Would you like to do that?
I feel
Connor
like we
begins
should.
handing out business cards.
No. Did you get Delta Dragon business cards printed off?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
No, you gave me the idea. It's canon now.
Ugh.
I had Benson run to Kinko's and make Delta Dragons print business cards that have my phone number on them.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
And I hand one to Katrina for sure.
Okay. Yeah, she's like, oh, thank you. You could just like a normal person give me your phone number, but you know, whatever.
Slap some phones together.
What? Okay, Connor just pauses for a second. Oh yeah. You know what? This seemed like a great idea at the time.
Well, you know what? You already made him.
You know, I'm just gonna lean into it. I walk away and start handing out more.
All right. So you've handed out business cards to most of the people in this production for Team Delta Dragons, I think, which means nothing because I imagine this just says Team Delta Dragons on it with your phone
It
number.
does.
All of our phone numbers on it at least? Or
No,
names or
it's
anything?
just mine.
It's just Connor's.
Just yours?
Yeah. Well, I'm not
in
gonna
the
put.
group chat.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not gonna put your numbers on it. I didn't ask you ahead of time. That will be for batch 2.
I see.
You're in the batches. I only had. They come in packs of 500, so I gotta get through these first.
Oh God. Yeah.
They're really
so-
thick,
Literally,
though.
I want you to
They're
keep
in-
count and start like
They're
counting
embossed.
How many people
All
you're
right,
handing
Steven.
these out to.
How many people did I give them out to?
There's maybe like 20 people working on this right now.
All right, I have
In
480.
I'm
480
keeping track of this too, by
of
the way.
Add
version
480 to
1.
your inventory.
480 of
I'm so glad.
V1
Yes.
Delta Dragons business cards.
Nice.
All right. So yeah.
So they just seem Team Delta Dragons, and then it says Connor Caldwin and my mobile phone number.
You've told
there's
nobody
a
what this means. You get a lot of confused looks as you hand out these business cards.
Hey, eventually those will be collectible once we make it big.
As
We're not
monster
supposed to
hunters.
know about though.
Now you know we'll be big amongst the monster community.
You know, the people
They'll
in the
invite us
theater.
to the monster mash. It's a graveyard smash.
You see, I was gonna just let the joke be a joke, and then Swissy had the unfortunate decision of saying aloud, "You had Team Delta Dragon cards, man."
Unfortunately, that's now true.
It's
Yeah, so-
canon. It's what Connor did.
So as
He's
soon
very
as,
excited.
basically, as soon as you guys like leave the theater to like go home for the day, you all feel like that
Better?
weird sensation is like gone as soon as you're out of the building.
Hmm.
Nice.
It's not bad. It's gone, isn't it?
It must live in the theater. Does anyone
Yeah,
know about any theater-based monsters?
We both look at. I look at West.
West looks nervously at his script.
Connor looks
Is there
confused
something in the script about
at
that?
West.
No. I mean, the Phantom of the Opera is kind of a theater-based monster, but he's actually just a guy who's a wizard also.
Right. Okay.
So the fucking Phantom of the Opera, if he wasn't such like a creepy shit, is like an incredible person. He is a sorcerer. He is a musician. He is an actor. He writes 2 shows over the course of the actual show of the Phantom of the Opera.
And he does it while demanding rent payments from someone whose basement he's squatting in,
Correct.
which is real legend status right there.
Well, if you think about it, he was there first, so really they're squatting in his like upstairs.
In his upstairs, in his attic.
Didn't they buy the house, the thing though?
Yeah, they bought it from the previous owner, who's like, "Well, I'm done with this shit. Bye."
You know, like legally.
Oh, you know. Yeah, the three of you head home, and then that's we're already long past what I had written, so you know, oops. But
Oopsie whoopsie.
Well, we're almost.
This
We can
filler
always
scene
add
with
a
Brad
couple
Skates
minutes.
and go.
are you sure?
Filler night scenes. Woo!
I mean, I don't care.
No, I didn't write it.
Or we just end 9 minutes early.
I'm
That's
okay with
also
that. I have
fine.
to do.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I have to do laundry. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's gonna do it for us for tonight. And yeah, I'm happy to be back to Maplebrook. I'll have to actually do some writing before 2 weeks out.
Hey.
So yeah,
God,
that's
I accomplished a lot this stream, mostly by canonizing that I have business cards.
and West is going to be the Phantom of the Opera now.
Unfortunately.
Hell yeah!
Dun, 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 dun.
Now is Swissy going
Connor's
to
gonna
watch a
get-
production of Phantom of the Opera on YouTube in the meantime?
Yeah, I am.
Good.
Can't
It's a
make me
good.
want-
It's a good show. I'll link
I
you the
like
one.
the song.
I'll link you the one I watched.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for Dragon Quest. I think.
Jargon question. Assuming things work.
Dongun Quest.
Hopefully, I get off of work in time.
Are you? Is it a real possibility that you're going to be at work until 10 p.m. for the next couple months?
Yes, mostly because I have a lot of things specifically coming up that all have very tight turnaround times. But it might be fine.
All right. Well, I
Could
guess
be.
we'll see. Next week. Will
I
be,
don't really know.
Next week will be something. I don't know yet. We'll figure something
We'll
out.
figure it out. Okay.
Figured it. All right. Yeah. Have